Hello and welcome again to another edition of Sports Update Ghana. My name is Joseph Adamafio, and coming up in this edition, Asante Kotoko player Mudasiru Salifu, who is currently on loan at Sheriff Tiraspol in Moldova, was in action for his club in the Europa League as they came up against Manchester United. I'll be telling you about that, as well as one former Interlife player who was also in the match and he played the full 90 minutes. Also coming up in this edition, Osman Bukari was in action for Red Star Belgrade as they lost their Europa match by 2-1. Also, Ghanaian striker that is Antoine Semenyo was on target for his club Bristol City in the English Championship as they lost by 2-1 to Norwich City. All this and more coming up here on Sports Update Ghana. Please do subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So quickly, let's get into the details. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko player on loan at Sheriff Tiraspol, Mudasiru Salifu, was in action for Sheriff Tiraspol in their 2-1 defeat to Manchester United at home. Mudasiru came on as a substitute in the second half and contributed immensely to the game, but unfortunately, Manchester United 2 goals that they scored in the first half was enough to get them the 3 points over Sheriff Tiraspol, who lost their first game in the Europa League. Well, for Mudasiru, he contributed so much in the game so that the midfield was stable and brought more stability to the midfield. In fact, he got some encounter with Casemiro, which many have been talking about on social media. So Mudasiru making a good name for himself over there in the Europa League. But quickly, let's check out the statistics or how Mudasiru performed in this particular game against Manchester United. So Mudasiru came on in the second half to play 9 minutes of action in the game. He had 4 touches on the ball and had only 1 pass in the game, which was an accurate pass in the game. He didn't do much in the game, but he brought more stability to the midfield, and his grounded duels were 2, out of which he won 1. He lost possession twice and was fouled once in the game, and that was the foul that Casemiro committed on him. Well, another Ghanaian player who was in action was Patrick Pozo, who used to play for Inter Allies in the Ghana Premier League. For him, he played 90 minutes of action in the game as he mastered the left back position for Sheriff Tiraspol. He made 1 clearances and had 1 interception, 3 tackles, dribbled past 3 players, and committed the foul, the penalty that Ronaldo scored the goal. So yes, it was Patrick Pozo who committed that penalty to get Ronaldo his first goal of the season for Manchester United this season. And Ronaldo is having a tough time, and I must say that Patrick Pozo also had a tough time. For Razak Abalora, the goalkeeper was not in action in this particular game. Well, for Razak Abalora, I've been following Sheriff Tiraspol for a while. He was in action for them when they were trying to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. After failing to get to the Champions League, Sheriff Tiraspol's coach has decided to bench the goalkeeper. But we expect to see our Razak Abalora back in the stakes for his club, Sheriff Tiraspol, there in the Europa League. So let's move on and do more stories. So our next story though, and Ghanaian winger that is Osman Bukari was in action for his club Red Star Belgrade as they lost by 2-1 to Transaspor in their game that was played today on Thursday, also in the Europa League. Osman Bukari, who has been on fire for Red Star Belgrade, was unable to contribute much in this game as his side failed to pick up the needed 3 points in the Europa League. So let's check out Osman Bukari's performance in this particular game against Transaspor. So Osman Bukari was rated 6.5. He made 70 minutes of appearance in the game, had 31 touches on the ball. His passing accuracy was 90%, out of which he had 18 out of 20 correct. He had 1 key pass in the game. He made 2 crosses in the game. Also had 1 long ball, and his grounded duels were 3 and had 1 area duel. He lost possession 7 times in the game, and that was how Osman Bukari performed in this particular game for his club Red Star Belgrade. Osman Bukari has as much as 6 goals this season for Red Star Belgrade, scoring goals in the Serbian League as well as the Europa League. It's unfortunate that in this particular encounter he failed to score a goal against Transaspor, a club that used to have Caleb Ikuban in their squad. But before we go, Antoine Semenyo got a goal for Bristol City in their 3-2 defeat to Norwich City. The game was played on Wednesday, and Antoine Semenyo came on as a substitute again in this particular game and got a goal for Bristol City. Bristol City were down by 3-1. Antoine Semenyo came on as a substitute in the 66th minute, and by the 77th minute, the player scored a goal. There was a pass that was sent into the box, and the player just picked up the pass, tap it in to get the second goal, consolation goal in the game for his side to end the game at 3-2. So this season in the English Championship, Antoine Semenyo has couched a niche for himself as a super sub like Edin Dzeko that we used to know at Manchester City. So far he has scored about 4 goals coming on as a substitute for Bristol City. And now people are complaining bitterly about why Bristol City are using him as a super sub. But Antoine Semenyo is bouncing back from injury, and it will take time for him to gain full fitness. That is why the coach has decided to use him as a super sub coming on to contribute to the most important part of the game. And well, for the Black Stars, Bristol City's coach has told them that they should consider using Antoine Semenyo as a substitute in order not to worsen the situation and get him to be on the sideline for a longer time. So yes, Antoine Semenyo making a good name for himself and the Black Stars. Well, that'll be it for this episode of Sports Update Ghana. Please do subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment.